Alright, how's everybody doing? This is Professor Matthew Nays again. I am going to be looking at the foundation section today. Just going to give an overview of how everything's going to work. So here on the Canvas dashboard, we're going to click on Foundations. So this should be your home screen. Again, it may look a little different than mine does, and that's fine. The things you should have is Hawks. This is the link to the website we're going to use. Again, you do not need to buy a physical book. This is all you're going to need. It's about $90. So I think all in all should be $180 for both access to the websites, but that's where we're doing all the homework, all the tests, all the quizzes. And Hawks at least provides a lot more resources than Connect does for the business math course. Most of the resources are going to be provided by us. So that's going to be a lot on Canvas, but for Foundations, a lot is on Hawks, so we're not going to use a lot of Canvas. Not going to be as much on Canvas. One thing will be here is I'll try to find some little videos done a little more professional than I can do at the time because I do not have a lot of stuff. This is all done on my tablet right now. So, but this is just a YouTube video of someone showing you how to use the TI-36 Pro calculator, which let me show you what that looks like. All right, so here it is. Let me see if I can click on that and zoom in. No, I can't really zoom in. So, well, there's a 360 view. That's nice. All right, so zoom in. Okay, let's see here. That's what there we go. Again, terrible video, but you can at least get an idea what it looks like. It's pretty much black and, black buttons, silver buttons on the side here. There we go. There's your calculator. This is what you're going to have. You're especially going to want to have this for statistics for those who have to go and take statistics after this course. So this will be really, really useful for statistics. And it's really nice for this class too, but not super necessary. Feel free to use any other calculator, to be honest. But everything I'm going to be doing is on this calculator. So if you need help with your calculator, this is the one I'm going to be using. The big thing that's going to help us is for foundations. Well, a lot of stuff we do on quantitative is going to involve some complex fractions. And I'm going to show you how to use all the fraction buttons and everything as well. So moving on, that's the calculator. So let's look at files. One thing under files is you're going to have the syllabus and the PowerPoints. Again, I'm not going to really use these too much, so they're there if you want to have extra information, but that's about it. Syllabus we'll talk about later. Big thing we want to talk about is this right here, Hawks. Now this website looks like this. Again, now if you don't have an account, create an account. It's super easy. Basically, just walk you through it. You type in your email. It doesn't matter what email you use. I will primarily be using Lindenwood email because that's the only way I can get in contact with any student. But I don't really care which one you use for Hawks. I have no control over Hawks other than signing things. So if something happens, you don't know your password or something's not working in Hawks, you need help, call down here. I'm not going to be as big helpful as these people down here. They're actually really good at getting back with you. So we're going to create an account. Again, I already have an account, so click on create account if you don't have one. If you do have one, just go ahead and sign in. And what you're going to want to do once you have your account, once you're logged in, this is what it looks like once you log in, is you're going to want to add a course. Now, you got a couple of options. Here, I have the access code. So if you've already purchased the access code from the bookstore, which I'm pretty sure they're going to charge you more than what the website would. In fact, let's look at, I want to purchase the access code. Okay, so let's say I want to purchase it. This is what's going to cost. Since we want to do Foundations of Mathematics, it's $100. Now, I thought it was less, but apparently it's $100. They've actually raised their prices, I think. Okay, no, Foundations is more expensive for some reason. Don't really know why. So, but yeah, it's still cheaper than what you're probably going to pay for at the bookstore. Okay, so that's what you would pay for, and that's what you're going to have to pay for at some point. Okay, you really have to have access to this website. And I'm sorry it's so expensive, but I don't really have much of a choice. This is what the university decided we're going to use. Which honestly, it is worth it in the long run because most people don't really enjoy math as much as I do, and this is going to provide a lot of support. So we're going to go back out of here. Okay, so go. Oh nope, I didn't purchase anything yet. So we're going to add course. Now, if you're not ready to purchase it today, or if you don't have your access code today and you're not ready to purchase, what you can do is down here is request temporary access, which is what I'm going to do, so you can see how this is going to work. So once you get, if you paid for it and you get to this screen, things you're going to select, University, Lindenwood University, if it doesn't automatically come up. The product we're using is Foundations of Mathematics. That's what we're using. Instructor, Matthew Nays, and then the only course available is Spring 2020. Once you click Enroll, you're done. You're set up to go. Now, I can't enroll because something came up on my end. If this comes up, I don't know what's going on, to be honest. But I can't enroll. But that's what you would do, and that's how you would enroll. Okay, so let's look here, see if I don't really have any access to any of this. So I'm going to have to figure some way to get access to it at some point, other than looking at it on my end. I may see if I have a student who's not using it anymore and look at old access. So anyway, but that's how you set up the course. Okay, now let's look at what it would be, okay, in the long run. Let's see if I can find something. So I'm going to pause here, see if I can find the course, and give everybody a view of what it's going to look like. Alright, so now it's going to look a little different for you because this is an old one. This is one I used back in the summer of 2019, back when everything wasn't crazy, but this is, again, similar to what you would see. Again, most of what you're going to see is under the to-do list. But here, if you click on lessons, here's everything right here. Everything we're going to be doing throughout the whole course. Okay, so if you ever take a quiz or a test, it's going to be under web tests. So you'll see quiz. I don't do quiz reviews anymore. I just give you 3 chances on the quiz. But the midterm review is going to be up. The final exam, that's not going to be up. But quiz 2 will be up. Again, for the quizzes, you're going to get 3 chances. I take the best score. You'll have a midterm review and a final review. And all this, everything is open notes. So make sure you take very good notes so you're ready for all the quizzes and tests. But let's show you what you're going to do for most of Foundations. Most of Foundations, you're going to select the lesson. And on that lesson, you're going to have 3 parts. You're going to have the Learn section. Okay, so if you do the Learn section, this is where all your notes are. Okay, this is the objectives. Write a whole number in English word equivalent. Write a whole number in its standard and expanded notation. So it's going to have you go through all that. Okay, so we talk about our number places. Okay, whole numbers, natural numbers. These are your type of numbers. Even the symbols we have for it. So natural numbers, little fancy N. Whole numbers, little W. I think we may get further. So we have tens, placements, values. Because we're not dealing with decimal values here, it's not going to talk about integers and rational numbers and irrational numbers. But anyway, here are the notes, and you just follow along and take the notes. And here's like the question we're going to see. Write this in standard notation, and there it is, written in expanded notation for you. So standard and expanded. So if they ask, put it in standard notation, it's all together. Expanded notation, everything apart. And here is just a little video of how that works.
In this example, we'll be covering reading and writing whole numbers. Write 954 in expanded notation. Expanded notation means writing the number as a sum. So we want to 954.
Right. So, again, you would watch the video, take notes on the video, and again, down here it says everything right here. It says everything they're going to be doing. So this is why Hawks, you're not going to see a lot of videos like you would see for quantitative, because they're all in the website itself. This is basically like a self-tutor. You just follow along and you take your notes. All right, and they have little questions you can give. You can actually answer on your own and see if you got the answer right. And there you go. Now again, there's a key thing. If we have a 0 here, all right, you have to just have a 0 in this place. So we have the 10,000s, thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. There's a 0 in the hundreds place, so you just put a 0 there. You don't put 3 zeros, just 1. All right. So, and then writing the English word equivalent. Now, this is to be very careful here. There is no and. I don't know if they mention that, but I know it's a very big thing we want to do. We want to use the word and. There it is. Note the word and does not appear in reading or writing any whole number. The word and indicates a decimal point. So again, make sure you take really good notes. So if you're going to ask me questions about, I'm getting this wrong, I'm going to know whether you didn't watch the video or take good notes on this, because it's right here. Okay, and that's the one people trip up on the most, because we want to say 1,397. There you go, 1,397. I think that's where the and comes in. 1,300 is fine, but and people want to say 397, and you can't put an and there. It's just 1,397, and this is the only place the hyphen exists. I don't see where it mentions the hyphen. Oh, there it is. When writing two-digit numbers, again, they're really good at ensuring where you would make a mistake. They make a note of it under the notes. That's where they make the mistakes. So they include, this is a hint. This is the only place you use the hyphen. We don't use it anywhere else. Just between, not between the 1,000, not between the 300. People do that all the time. Just between the 97. Just between the two-digit numbers. And again, they have more videos. They have more practice questions. Okay, and you just go through the whole thing. And I'm just going to keep going. 9 pages, right there, you did the learn. And then you have the practice. Now the practice, let me go back, save and exit. Exit, save doesn't make a difference. The practice and the certify are really the same thing. The difference is that practice has little hints. Okay, you have a little tutor, which is step by step. Nope, go back. Step by step. The learn, if you select the learn, it's going to take you back to that little learn section that we just went through. The solution, it just gives you the answer. All right. So here we are. Write the following expanded notation. So it's going to be, right, I can't see the number anymore. And so I need a little keyboard. 46,206. So that would be, oh yeah, I got to use numbers only. That's going to tell me that. 40,000, I can't even see my answer. Now you don't actually need commas for the 1,000, but you do. Okay. I'm not being able to do this on this little tablet here because it's not going to work very well. So, yep, not going to work at all. So, see, 40, 000. See, we're doing. Oh, why is it doing that? 40, comma. I don't know what's messing up on this thing, so yeah. Anyway, if you had a full keyboard, I wouldn't suggest using at least a tablet for doing this. I would suggest a computer. There should be an app, like a Hawks Learning app, that might be helpful here. But definitely, I'm having a lot of trouble with my tablet here, so maybe a keypad that might help. There we go. Can I do numbers? Nope. Okay. And I can't even get rid of it. Awesome. So, skip. Oh, wow. This has turned out to be a great video. Sorry about this. Again, I'm not used to doing all these videos. And I've never really gone on my tablet to Hawks before. So as you see, tablets aren't super friendly with Hawks. Maybe if there's a Hawks app. So, don't really know. Again, all of this is new. But here's the thing I really wanted to get through this. One, you have the tutor, and you can skip problems, you can submit answers, basically, this is just practice, and that's it. So I'm going to exit because I'm done with this. All right. Now, here's the thing. I am not going to I'll kind of know if you didn't do the learn because I'm going to get a bunch of questions, and you're going to get a lot of things wrong in the certify. But I'll never know if you do the practice or not. The only thing that my grade book tells me is if you certified. Now the certify, right here, is the same question. Write this in expanded notation. It's the same set of questions. Now the thing is, you can't skip around. There's no skip button. There's no tutor button. There's really basically answer and submit, and that's it. Now if you see this little heart here, that tells you how many questions you can get wrong before you have to redo the whole thing. Okay, so this heart tells you how many things you have to get wrong before you redo it. And we only get one question. There's only 7 questions. You basically have to get an 80% correct to be certified. Now, once it's certified, it doesn't tell me if you got them all right or what percent you got right. Once it's certified, it gives you 100%. It says you're done, you're good to go, and that's all I see. My grade book for Hawks consists of a green check mark if you do your homework on time, a yellow check mark if you do it late, but you still complete it, and then an orange clock if it's never been submitted, okay, which means you've never completed it. So the green and yellow check marks, you get full credit because I really don't care that you get it. I just care that you get it done. I don't care if you get it a little bit late. Try to get everything, try to keep up with the lessons. But the thing about foundations is I just set all the homework up and you do as much as you can, as quickly as you can. It's basically going to be very independent. Okay, so now I'm going to follow the syllabus, and we'll talk about the syllabus later. I'm going to follow the syllabus on what needs to be done. So if I see that there's questions, and you're going to see back here on Hawks that there's some practice questions, example videos, you're going to see some practice questions. That will follow as the week progresses what I'll post. So if week 1 we should be done with chapter 1, then you'll see maybe some example questions in chapter 1. Maybe, but it's a big maybe because for a lot of it, it's not going to take that much time. And it's really not going to take that much effort. Just follow the learn and do the examples if you need to, and then make sure you certify. Okay, but there's some chapters that we cover, especially chapter 12. Okay, well, maybe chapter 12. I forget which chapter they are now because this doesn't follow stats. But there's some chapters when we get into linear functions and solving linear functions, graphing linear functions, and doing systems of equations that are going to take a little more personal attention from me. So you'll see definitely a lot more videos on those. But there are going to be some questions. I mean, like this, I probably wouldn't do any videos on, to be honest, because it's really not going to take much at all. But there's going to be some sections. So let's go back here. Adding, subtracting with whole numbers, that just is on a calculator. You have a calculator, use your calculator. And that is it. That's all you need to do. Okay? Multiplication of whole numbers, calculator. Division with whole numbers, calculator. Rounding and estimating. Now, I may look at this because I know estimating is an issue and rounding is a bit of an issue, so I may have a little video. But to be honest, if you go here and you go through the learn, you'll have everything you need. You just have to do it. Now, again, being that we don't meet in class, that's going to be your class time, is going through the learn. That's really it, especially for a lot of foundations, because it's really, again, foundational math. It's not going to take much. Like I said, all these right here, just use your calculator, and that's it. Order of operations, again, I may post a video on how to put some of this in your calculator, because there are some things that are on order of operations that don't have a button for your calculator, such as the brackets. And we'll show you how to do that on a calculator. Fractions and mixed numbers. Again, there's a little video lesson already on Canvas that deals with fractions and mixed numbers. Operation with fraction mixed numbers. Again, Canvas. There's a video that does all the fractions. Decimal numbers, ratio. Again, all this, we're going to go through some of it, but you're not going to see a lot of videos from me on this end until we get to, okay, back at him. Until we get further down and you start seeing simplifying algebraic expressions, evaluating expressions, solving linear equations, solving these kinds of equations, graphing, and systems. That's when you're really going to see a lot more videos on Canvas, because those take a little more help in solving those. All right, that is pretty much everything for Hawks. Again, make sure when you do the lesson, do the learn. That's where you're going to get all your notes. That's where you're going to get all the questions on how to solve everything. Practice if you need it, but if you feel comfortable, go straight to certify and get the homework done. All right. If you have any questions, we'll talk about the syllabus and how to get in contact with me later on, other than email. So I hope you have a good night, and we'll get this started in April.